Cool. So, welcome to Start of the Beginning. Hold on. Welcome to Start of the Beginning. And I am Asmo. I will be the DM for the campaign. And I started a server about a year and a half ago called BlownAwayD&D, which I'm sure most people listening are part of or know of. And I've been playing D&D for about 5 years, 6 years. Most of that time just DMing, only playing as a PC for the last couple of years. Um, I like DMing; it's a lot of fun, and I'm hopefully going to tell you a wonderful story. And now I will introduce you to the rest of our wonderful team. Ayla, our streamer guru, and
They're saying your microphone is very low.
and
They're saying your microphone is very
ready?
low.
Damn it! Okay.
It could be
Is
just
that better?
just
Is that better? Hello. The thing is, it sounds like it's going. It's like it's going. Oh, any better? Any better? Oh man, technical difficulties. Switch back to the other screen. Switch back to the other screen. Damn it. Switch back to the other screen. Damn it.
I'm messing
Oh
with
boy, I
everything.
hear I hear the
Oh boy,
Esmo's
I hear
talking over and over in his looping.
Yep.
Talking over and over in his looping.
Yep.
Talking over and over in his looping.
Oh, because you've got it in. I understand. Oh, because you.
Okay. So all right, let's try that again.
Okay, so am I sounding all right though? Okay, so am I sounding all right though? Okay, so am I sounding all right though?
Yeah.
Am I sounding all right though? You
sounded
can hear me though, right?
clear.
Yeah. Cool. You
Sounded
can hear me though, right?
clear.
Yeah. Shit. You can hear me though, right? Yeah. Shit. Let me know when we started.
Okay, so I have it back on, so we're gonna have to keep testing it to make sure that everybody can hear everything. Make sure that everybody can
Okay.
hear everything.
So,
Oh,
people watching can let us know if you can hear us. Some technical difficulties on my microphone end. Amasmo. Amasmo. This is start of the beginning in a homebrew world that I've created called Elderon, with lots of dragons and giant elves known as Pindarians, and lots of other cool stuff in between. I've been running a server on Discord called BlownAwayD&D. We've been playing D&D for the last year and a half, and this is a new campaign with some familiar faces and some new faces in the campaign. And I've been playing D&D for about 5-6 years. Most of that time just DMing. And the last couple of years I started playing as a player character as well. I'll now introduce you to the rest of the team, and we'll start with Ayla, our technical guru, for making everything work. Thank you. Ayla?
Sorry. All right. If you can hear me well, I'll try my best. Let me mess around. I'm messing around with all the different audios here, so if it's too loud or too quiet, just please let us know, and I'll keep messing around with it. But Alar, I'm also on the Twitch as ShannyX. Other than that, I am kind of in charge of all this fun streaming stuff. So if anybody ever has any sort of input, by all means, send it my way. I have just started doing all this. And I do this in my free time. I like to have fun playing D&D. This is now my second campaign. I am in another one of Asmo's, which is going to also be streamed at some point, hoping very shortly. I will be playing a character named Raylen. She is a barbarian, and I'll go into more detail a little bit later as far as what she is all about.
Great, thank you very much. Gary, would you like to go next?
Oh yeah, I can go next. My Twitch is Shy Guy Gary. You'll probably see me on there a lot. I am now an admin, so I'm watching you. So, but anyways, I play the character Midas Thurkier. He's a yeah. I don't know how much detail you want, but he will be a gold dragon.
Boom. Nice one. Zenith, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I can go. My name is Fitzenith, Fitzenith, whatever. I am probably the newest person on this server or in this group. I am playing Harash, a gold dragon druid, and I'll leave it at that for there.
Nice. Cool. Gavin, would you like to go next?
All right. Hello, I'm Gavin. I will be playing two characters, one named Grot, being a wood ardling, and Six, being a Pandarian, young Pandarian child.
Cool. Want to say anything about yourself? Plug anything that you got going on?
I don't really have a whole lot going on. Been playing D&D since, I believe, last year, but my sense of time has been muddled. So, could be longer, could be less, but I've been having a lot of fun.
Thank you very much, mate. VK.
Yeah, I'm VK Governance, mostly just go by VK. I'll be playing character Tapanade. She is a Children of the Sun Paladin. I've been playing D&D for 7 or 8 months now, and this will be my third campaign. So I'm looking forward to seeing where we all go.
Very cool. Thank you very much, guys. So we start our adventure in a land where dragons have made a partnership with a large nomadic group of giant elves known as the Pindarians. And this is their culture at its peak. We start in a place known as Grog Oblan. Great arches that sit within the side of the Mount Oblan stand over 100 feet tall, with gold and platinum inscriptions that glow with fiery lava. It's truly a state of art, and its uniqueness is matched by its location within an active volcano. This has shaped the city to what it is today. The resources of the volcano have brought the utmost importance to the city and its residents. Forges, fighting pits, taverns, and brothels that welcome every visitor into the city. The innards of the volcano have been carefully channeled, creating rivers of magma flowing through the city, and skyscrapers have formed from the extrusive igneous rocks that glow in the light of the molten rock below. Quality of life in Grog Oblan is modest yet affluent. None go hungry here, but all work hard, as many cultures have left their mark to forge the most powerful weapons and artifacts across the multitude of planes. It was originally a city of hard labor, drinking, has grown into a melting pot, and it is to this and their passions that unite the citizens to this day. Thousands and thousands of smiths and masons, carpenters, inventors, and gladiators all swarm here for the arenas for the chance to work in one of these magma forges. They all offer the highest quality services, whilst a plethora of culinary choices can be found within one of the city's inns, restaurants, or diners. On the edge of the inner city, between the Stoned Water and Legato Borough, walks Rallian. Would you like to describe Rallian, please?
All right, so Rallian, like I said, is a Pindarian. She stands very, very tall. She's got this like light blue tinge skin. She's got scars all over her body, particularly across like her abdomen, a couple across her face as well. Her hair is like a pretty close to a white, maybe just a little bit gray. Goes really, really long. Part of the back is into a braid as well. Along her neck, she's wearing a necklace that is made particularly out of badger claws, and across her body, she wears like general leathers, but she's covered with the fur of a giant badger. And across her back, she carries this really large great sword that, in the dark at night, seems to glow a slight tinge. And yeah, she kind of looks about with her piercing blue eyes, looking for her next challenge.
Well, she heads into Stoned Water to meet a friend to beat that next challenge. That challenge being several pints, probably some food, and more pints. She sees sitting upon a set of steps in front of a shrine, which is to the left of a pastry shop named the Plum Tree Bakehouse. The smell of the slag from the volcano forges that filters into the brook that idly runs past the district, and aptly giving the ward its name, kind of drifts across the view as you see Midas for you. Let's describe the character, please, Midas.
Yeah. Character's name is Midas Thurkier. He's a gold dragon. He's a monk warlock. But this isn't no regular gold dragon. This is a pale dragon, so his scales are white gold. In his changed shape, in his humanoid shape, he is a pale lizard folk. He's barely got anything on him. His clothes are worn. He's got a dagger on his side. And he's carrying the holy symbol of a god named Tamara. So far he's just got basic knickknacks, and he's carrying around this chest that's chained up and has a lock on it. And that is Midas.
You here for the next challenge? I'm ready to take anybody on.
If you're paying, yeah.
Paying? Come on. I don't pay to be in any challenges. I bring the money in.
Well, I don't know. I have barely scraped any money by right now.
How about we just get it started? Who wants to challenge me? Anybody brave enough to challenge me? Bring it on. She's just going to look around at anybody that's walking by.
Tell you what, I'll let you look inside the chest if you win.
Well, you don't need to pull my arm. What are any rules?
Whoever loses pays. And if you win, I guess you get to look in the chest if you like. Or we could just go with the pay thing.
Hmm. That sounds like a good deal to me. Sure, let's bring it on.
Right. Yeah. Where are we going?
I mean, who says we have to go anywhere? We could just do it right here.
I suppose you're right.
I mean, that's what this whole place is about, right? I mean, we just have it out in the middle of the streets, or we can just take it anywhere, really.
Say, what's that other one? Isn't she usually following you around? Oh, no, that was the other one. Never mind. Mix it up
I say,
characters.
I have no idea who's. Nobody follows me around. I mean, well, maybe they do.
Then, so I didn't realize you guys couldn't hear me.
Oh, yeah,
Apologies.
wait, I couldn't hear you.
As you guys are walking down the road, you notice that about 50 feet in front of you, to the right-hand side, is an old kind of two-storied cottage with a thatched roof, and on top of the thatch is a small kind of werven that is kind of perched on top of the thatch, as it's like particularly made in this way. And as you can move a little bit further on, you notice that this is called the hay werven, and it's a smallish inn, as in like downstairs. There's only a small area for sitting down, but there is a fighting pit slap bang in the center in front of the bar, and you can. No one's in it using it at the moment, but there's a couple of old men sitting at the bar, sipping beer for breakfast, and there's about 5 or 6 others sitting at tables eating breakfast. And you see a kind of rather elegant female Pindarian with really pale skin, bright red hair with it kind of spun up into like a bird's nest on top of her head, with a little squirrel that sits in the top of it, kind of wriggling around. And she's wearing a green dress with gold trim, just kind of doing general bar duties, cleaning glasses and kind of putting them back on shelves.
Raylan's just gonna burst through the door, like she's gonna kick it open, and her arms are just gonna be spread out. We're here to party. Let's bring it on. And she sees the squirrel, and she immediately like just walks up to the squirrel because animals.
Callbacks. As you kind of walk in, she raises an eyebrow with a wry smile on her face, looking at you with a slight shake of the head, and just pours some of the strongest imported ale that she can find. Places 2 mugs in front of you, and just goes, "So then, what's the celebration?"
Who needs who needs to
I think
celebrate?
yeah, I think we're just drinking.
Oh, it's just a Monday. Okay then.
It's a Monday already.
It would appear so.
It's a day that ends in Y. That's all it is.
Well, I suppose so. That's quite funny. I like that one. It took me a moment. I was like, "Is why? Oh, I see. I see. I see. Yes. Well, if you're going to fight, make sure you fight in the pit, please. I know that we've had some trouble with someone before. As she looks over at you, Radian.
Fine, fine. She walks over to the pit.
You know,
Cool.
if you want to fight in the pit, I've got some new tricks up my sleeves.
Oh.
Well, I'm not going to tell you
Cool.
now.
Ah, fine.
As you guys both walk into the pit, you suddenly see a crowd of people from the breakfast tables kind of stand up. There's like 4 or 5 of them. And they kind of like nod, and you see one of them kind of pull out a piece of copper and place it in their hand and message something. And a few moments later, there's about another 6 or 7 people that walk through the door with smiles on their face, looking at you guys. At which point, we suddenly flick across the world over to Nepthymus Nimar, which is on the next page. The metropolis of Nepthymus Nimar is built amongst the treetops at the center of the forest of Faruda, and is truly a historic display of wondrous craftsmanship. Its allure is equally matched by the backdrop of a cascading waterfall of magical energy that flows through the forest canopy, creating one of the most awe-inspiring sights of many Pindarian cities. Each home, shop, or place of worship is built within one of the giant birch or willow trees, which have been grown by the Pindarians and Ardlings together. The vast majority of edifices incorporate the aesthetic elements of the fay-filled forest, as well as lush greenery and brightly colored flowers. Recreation and self-reflection is impeccable within the cities, and it attracts many towards its meditation centers, bath and spa houses, as well as the most avid nature lovers. There are sprites, pixies, fairy dragons, and giant insects that are often filling the streets with joy and mischief. Wyverns and griffins rest or nest on top of rooftops, and it's by far the most nature-based society within the Pindarian Empire. The entire city seems to be vegan, as the smell of meat is nowhere to be found, and has the very best fresh produce across the lands. Thousands of bakeries, gastropubs, and grocers, smoothie bars, and trendy places fill Kapuk on the eastern central district of Nepthymus Nimar, where we see Grot and Six walking eastward towards the High Barrows. Please describe me Grot and Six.
Okay, so Grot is an 8-foot tall Ardling with 4 arms. His bark skin resembles a mix between the birch trees and the willow trees. He's got a tiny single perfect leaf on the top of his head and some moss growing on his right shoulder. It's not too much, doesn't seem to be invasive. And Six is a 6-foot tall child of the sun Pindarian. She has bright, kind of orangish red hair beautiful gold amber eyes and not the pointiest ears you can see on a Pindarian, but still relatively pointy. That is about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how are you currently traveling together? Is she on your back as she has been many times before?
Not this time. We're
Okay.
holding hands, or I'm more grasping her entire arm with the size of Grot's hands, and we're just walking down the street for a nice kind of peruse for the day.
Cool. As you walk through Nepthymus Nimar, there are beautiful purple, pink, and blue shades of leaves falling lazily from the canopies that you are walking between, and you see them kind of float down below the magical river flowing through the center. As you can pretty much see it from most of the places as it kind of dips into a valley at its center. And currently, you're walking past one of the most beautiful areas where there are a bunch of willow trees right next to the river, which are currently in bloom, and a load of fairy dragons seem to be flying around the top, and pixies flying out around it. There is lots of fast-moving creatures that seem to run through the wooden walkways past you ever so quickly, that seem to be taking messages from one place to another. And lots of Ardlings and Pindarians living harmoniously together.
I am going to, well, we technically are going to keep walking towards the riverbank.
Cool. As you walk in there, Six is kind of skipping quite lazily, and it's like, why do you have 4 arms? And I don't mean this bit, and she points to her 4 arms.
I'm gonna, Grot lifts his forearms, kind of looks at them, kind of questioning, looks at Six, and shoulder shrugs, kind of answering her question, but kind of, I'm not really sure.
Did you always have them, or did you grow extra ones sometimes?
I am going to use mold earth, and I'm going to crouch on the ground, using one of my massive index fingers right in the dirt. The first one I've always had.
And she kind of nods and looks at you and goes, why don't you speak? I like the way you communicate. It's fun. I just, do you not know how? Or is it because you don't like it? Or do you have a funny voice?
Grot just laughs, continuing writing. Not taught, don't understand common.
Huh. So I can just teach you Elvish, my dialect of Pindarian, or perhaps we can just create our own language. Like we can just, maybe if I can learn to do spells, I can mold earth like you, and we just communicate with mold earth.
Much fun is what I write.
And you see her concentrate really hard, staring at the ground, but nothing happens. So, aww.
I write with time, and as she sighs, I pick her up with my forearms as we run quickly to the riverbank into the water.
Okay, so this is not water. This is pure magical essence.
Oh yeah, even better.
As you run into it, I need you to roll me a D100, please.
A D100, you got it. Got a 17.
Okay. That is... oh, sorry. So you're 17. Now roll me a D20.
D20. That is a 6.
That's interesting. For the next day, anytime you make an ability check, roll a d6 and subtract the result as the magical energy washes over you, and you suddenly feel like everything's a little off balance. Your mind is distracted by how beautiful the magic surrounding you is, the colors, the shifting patterns that seem to be lost. And as you look up, everything has those patterns and shifting movement to it. It's not overly to the point where it's putting you at a disadvantage, but the magic seems to have absorbed into you somehow and created these strange patterns to appear. And now you see Six like looking at her hands, going, and as you look out, the other people at the edge of the river, there's 2 or 3 people pointing at you, shaking their heads, and there is a person like waving at you to get out.
With 2 of my big arms in the most jolly, happy way, I'm gonna wave over in huge strides of my arms.
They face palm and shake their head.
I'm gonna continue staying in the water, or the magical essence.
Yeah, it does act and feel like water as it's washing through you, and you can splash it towards each other, and you and Six start playing in the water. But then we move out from Nepthymus Nimar and move southwards to Pycea Pindar. Pycea Pindar is a city located at the southern tip of the Stunmar mountain range. It is the largest and most affluent city of the Pindarians, with cutting-edge technology entertainment that the city prides itself on. People of all races and backgrounds across all the planes of existence live here. Fiends, celestials, humanoids, dragons, and anything in between have come here to gain more knowledge and with it more power. Law is above all else in this city, with an extensive judicial system and the head office of the Dragon Knights, a collection of dragons and riders that keep unruly citizens in check. Technology, magic, and social harmony are the 3 pillars that the city has been built upon. The imposing colossal black pyramid that sits at its center truly takes your breath away from any viewing point within the city. There are 8 wide underground rivers that can crisscross underneath the city, with barges and boats ferrying goods across in all of the districts and beyond. In the center of the Sun Ward, the golden domes of the beautifully labored buildings glimmer and shine in the morning sun. And walking through the familiar streets of her home is Harash. Would you please describe Harash for us?
All right. My name is Harash Azalea. I am a gold dragon, but I normally spend my time in my humanoid form, which is an Ardling with golden brown like bark, decently tall, wearing simple green clothes, but it's still easy to determine that I'm a dragon because I always walk around with my wings attached to me, golden wings. I've got gray eyes. I am most definitely not an adventurer. I am a housewife and happy to be one.
Okay. As you're walking down the street, I'd like you to roll me a perception check, please.
Oh dear. $16.
Okay, so as you walk down the packed streets of Sunset Gate, many of the residents look over towards you, whispering excitedly with T-shirts in their hands, before a rounded, portly male halfling with a big curly moustache comes running over you as his fat bits jiggle and waddle. Excuse me, you are Harash, aren't you?
Yeah. May I help you?
I'm such a big fan. Such a big fan. You were amazing in the Wizard Unknown tournaments. I've been a fan since I saw you that day a few months ago. Can you sign my T-shirt, please? And he holds up a white T-shirt, and on the front of it is a big picture of your face.
Oh no. You must have mistaken me for someone else, actually, now that I think about it.
No, I'm sure of it. I mean, he holds up the T-shirt and you, and thrusts like this magical marker pen in your hand. And I said, please, I'm such a fan. I just want to say, I love the new billboard.
The what?
And as he points up, you see another picture of your face with Wizard Unknown doing finger guns next to you, with Wizard Unknown champion, new face of the city. And you are completely unaware of this. No one has approached you with it whatsoever. It, as far as you're aware, you've had a couple of people come up to you over the last few months and say, "Oh, you're the Wizard Unknown." You've kind of pushed it aside, but there seems to be some sort of campaign that you're unaware of that has suddenly been taking place. And there is like a big group of fans that are still standing over there, like clapping their hands together, looking over as if you see one of them mimicking being in one of the carts for the wizard karting competition.
I'm going to look around terrified. I'm going to quickly sign the shirt and then run off, covering my face in my hands so that no one can recognize me. So we're gonna go straight back home.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check as you kind of slip down an alleyway to kind of lose the adoring fans.
4.
Okay. You dart down an alleyway, and as you do so, you see that you come right outside in front of a bookshop, and there is another bunch of halflings, dwarves, and humans that are all standing waiting outside the bookshop. And you see a big sign that says, "My time as a champion," and there is you on the front of a book saying, "Harash, the history behind the driving." And you see that there is a Wizard Unknown kind of, I don't know what you call it, not a statue, but like a cardboard picture or painting of him standing there holding one of the books in his hand.
This has to be. This is another dream. This is a dream. Oh. And I'm going to turn the other way and run even faster.
Cool. You've got about 15, 20 people kind of not chasing you, but like following you, going, excuse me, can I, excuse me, trying to get your attention and get a autograph from you.
Yeah, at this point, I am full on sprinting towards my house.
Okay. Whilst you're sprinting, all of you in your separate times. So when you kind of all doing your day-to-day bits, so you've got Radian and Midas fighting together, drinking. You have Grot and Six walking through, and Harash running away from her fans. And we move across to Astra, Sun City, which is where you see golden light shimmering, creating dancing beams that bounce between the buildings made of pure white and silver clouds that shift in form, imitating the most glorious and dramatic of sunsets. Recognizable forms flitter flippantly, creating scenes of import within the Pindarian history. Astra prides itself to be the most technologically advanced city across Elderon, and flaunts this in every aspect of their society: their architecture, fashion, amenities, vehicles, and most importantly, temples and shrines. They are so breathtaking, they could hold your gaze in raptured glory for hours and hours upon end. Air traffic shoots down amongst the silvery shifting buildings, seemingly a much more common form of travel than by the streets below. Brooms, wings, and odd mechanical constructions float through the city, going about their daily business with an underlying impatience and frustration that's obvious from the denizens' serious expressions as they flutter through the airways of bright gates. Huge illusions sit strategically placed along the most congested thoroughfares, advertising the latest fashions and establishments of the city, as well as the latest citywide headlines, and of course, the new book that has just been released by Wizard Unknown and our very own housewife that became the champion of the Wizard Unknown's wizard karting. The headlines flash up once more. Plastered on all sides of the central HQ for the Daily Dragon. Kite sailing excursion goes missing while surfing in the elemental airways, with a picture of the missing group of 4 young Pindarians and a silver dragon. The brilliance of the architecture and stunning columns of cloud move with each movement, and as you walk through it or fly through it, it's almost as if you're moving within a woken dream. The wispy tendrils of vapor spin and form shapes in the fresh summer air as the structures continue to move and merge. How anyone manages to navigate this rotating city of sun-covered cumulus congestus clouds is anyone's guess. But one of the residents of Lowstar, the devout district of followers that houses the majority of temples of the city, seems to be moving with purpose. So, Tapinard, would you like to please introduce your character?
Yes. Tapinade. We'll just go with Tap for short. She is 11 foot tall. She's got golden amber eyes. She's got long, flowing blonde golden hair and a tan that kind of has a gold shimmer. She's something about her just makes it look like she just almost constantly reflects a golden light off of her. Clipped to her belt is a warhammer, and she has a shield. They're always easily accessible, ready to be used when needed. She is a Children of the Sun and a paladin. She's a paladin of Tamara. She spent her early years uh, living in temples. She was orphaned and housed by her, so she has taken it upon herself to uh, follow those teachings and do good by them.
Great. So as you're walking down the familiar streets of your home, the sights that stun most just kind of normal to you, but they still don't lose their wonder. Just kind of everyday wonder nowadays. Then you find yourself standing amongst the big open squares with a ray of fountains set in the center with about 15 to 20 different temples to various pantheons of gods that are scattered around in all directions. There are mostly sun elves within this city, and within this square particularly is where most of the tourists come. Today is busier than most, and you see an array of races from all across the plains, from celestials to fiends and many, many others. Lots of humanoids. There's a bunch of Duragar that seem to be pointing and looking at many of the temples and kind of sketching out some of the outlines as they kind of look up in absolute amazement, which kind of makes you chuckle because it's quite funny watching them pore over it when you walk past it every morning heading to work. Roll me a perception check, please.
Will do. A nice, nothing special 10.
Okay. As you're walking, you see that there is an old lady that falls over, and you're about 15 feet away, and you hear this, "Oh dear! What? Oh, he bashed into me! What did he do that for?"
Sorry. Who bashed into you?
It's some fella. Oh, okay. Help me up, dear, would you?
Yes, of course. And I'll reach down and take her arm and lift her up.
Thank you so much. Oh, my bones aren't quite what they used to be. Uh, I'm 1,850. You wouldn't think you'd look at me, would you?
No, of course not.
What's your name, dear?
Well, my name is Tapenade. What is your name?
I'm Doris.
Doris, pleasure to meet you.
And you're very beautiful. Oh, here's thank you for helping me. And she goes to pick out something out of her bag and realizes that her bag's not there. Oh, they've taken my bag. Of course they have, stupid thieves. Oh, and in this city, what's it coming to these days?
It is a shame. It is a shame. See, did you get a good look at them by chance?
Well, it was a small gentleman, and you see that she's about 3 or 4 inches shorter than you. So she's Pindarian as well, like bright golden hair, pale skin, and he's about yay high, had horns, red skin, yellow eyes, and like bashed into my hip, and I fell over. Must have taken my bag.
It's one of those. And okay. Can I look around and see if I see them?
Go for it. Roll me another perception.
A 4. Or well, eight total.
Okay, you are too distracted by the lady's complaint, not complaint, but blabbering of non-stop chatter. She kind of goes, "Never mind, dear, it's only money, only money. Come on, let's go pray together, shall we?" And starts leading you towards the temple, which is dedicated to the Egyptian pantheon.
I will follow.
Okay. She leads you in, and she kind of nods towards one of the priestesses. The priestess gives you like a smile as you kind of walk past, and kind of nods her head, and then the old lady leads you over and goes, "Oh, me and my husband got married here once. We worship Neith, goddess of all, goddess of the stars, exploration and all that jazz. Back to our roots, almost, perhaps. Thank you, dear. Feel free to leave me here. I'm going to be here for a while."
Well, yes, dear. Thank you, and please be safe.
And you. I pray that that thief gets what's coming to him. That's what I'm going to do.
Very good, and I'm sure that they will eventually get what's coming to them.
I'd hope so. I'd hope so.
I will turn and start to walk out.
Cool. It's at this point, all of you in your separate locations receive the same message. You hear, "There is a continuity issue with a bridge in Boldolf's Bay. Creatures from the Astral Street have broke through. We need help with the evacuation." So, seeing as we are already there, I'm going to start in Astra. Tapinate. You hear this, and you do not recognize the voice directly, but because of the spell, you automatically know that this is Lucius Bolus. He has worked with you before on various projects, but normally when someone higher up calls upon it that they need to put a team together, and he would normally form the team. You have various ways of getting to Boldolf's Bay, predominantly through one of the bridges that takes you to the astral plane and back out the other side. But you are aware that there is an issue with that bridge. So you could get someone within your temple to teleport you there.
Yes, that would be the safer option right now, and still be quick.
Uh-huh. So as you start moving towards the temple, you see the Draconic Pantheon temple. It's not as extravagant as the others, but the detailing around the door frame is beautiful. You see this dragon head with wings kind of crouched around the side of the door, and it's a familiar sight. And you see a clerk sitting in the doorway, nods towards you, sees you moving with purpose towards the chambers of Chamberlain Davis, and this is essentially a angel, a celestial that lives within the city, and looks to you with a kind of wry look, with your urgency in your face. Is traveling somewhere, I assume.
Yes, very quickly, please.
Where are you heading?
I'm going to be answering the call for the continuity issue with to Lucius Bolus, please.
Boldov's Bay. Okay, no problem. 1 second. You'll end up within an inn. It's known as the Decapitated Ogre.
Okay.
As he claps his hands, a circle appears on the floor, glowing in this bright, radiant light. And he goes, "Step in. You owe me a drink."
I'll get you when I come back.
Make sure you do.
And step 3.
Your guts vanish. Which is when we then and we flip over to Garag Oblan, where in the end of your fight, where you guys are probably half cut by now or fully wasted, there's loads of cheers. People are buying you drinks all over the shop. No one particularly wants to challenge either of you at this time of the day, but you see, you hear this message in your mind, and both of you kind of look at each other knowingly as you hear the voice of Lucius.
Right. Good fight. And he holds out his hand. I call a rematch next time.
I'll take his hand. You're on. Anytime, any day.
Right. Well, guess duty calls.
I guess so.
So you guys would know that again, there would be a bridge that would take you through the astral plane to Bodolf's Bay. Yet, you also know there's a problem with it. So you can choose to take that route, or you can find someone that is that has a teleportation circle. There are several throughout the city, which you are used to using. One of them is in the library. The other one is in the town hall.
I don't know, a lot of drunks hang out in the library. Let's go to town hall, yeah?
Yeah, I guess so. Just gonna reluctantly follow. She doesn't care too much for magic.
Yeah, maybe we need to help each other. I don't know about you, but I drank quite a bit.
That was enough to knock you down?
No. I'm still up.
And I'll help him.
Okay, cool. It's not long before you find the imposing building of the town hall made out of volcanic rock that kind of juts out in strange formations, which has been hollowed and kind of magically ensorcelled. And as you enter, there is a very, for most places like town halls, there is quite official people, but you see a large, burly Pindarian with their feet up on the desk, barefoot, picking at their toenails as you enter. And it's a male, probably about 10 feet tall, that is wearing this kind of torn shirt and trousers. And goes, "Hello, here for a meeting or something?" And he picks his toenail and starts just chewing on it as he's talking to you.
Right. Sorry, I don't mean to bother you while you're eating. But we need a ride over to what was that place called, Aurelian?
Dolphin Bay, Boulder Bay. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, then go down the hall. There's 2 teleportation rooms on the left and the right. Feel free. There'll be a green light above the ones that are not currently being used.
Right. Thanks, boss.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, boss. No, I'm just the person that tells people where to go.
We can tell.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I was just being nice.
Oh, and he kind of flushes red slightly, like embarrassed that he got it wrong. So, oh. And as you guys move down the corridor, you see there is two on the right-hand side that have green lights upon it. The others have no lights.
Right.
Did you say to stay away from the ones with the green light?
I think it was go in the green light.
I'll just.
You ever ride one of these before? I've never done this before.
I think I've done this like maybe once before, and let's just say it was probably a bad idea that we were drinking beforehand.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, no time like the present.
Yeah, true. We'll just walk into whichever the first one is, like, to our
Cool.
left.
As you walk in, you see that there is a bunch of destinations plastered on the wall. You see that it's not listed in any particular order, it would seem, but you have like Walan Stunmar, then Resden, then Drakora Oblan, then Dokun, then Doval, then Kith, then Wayhurst, then Grog Oblan, then Nepthymus Nimar. So not Grog Oblan, you're there. Nepthymus Nimar, Theogoth Kogan, Pycia Pindar, Bodolph's Bay, Atlantia, Alturan Moonshadow, and then Sun City.
Let's
Astra.
say it was a bay one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it looks like there's only one bay, thank goodness. Alright, so how do we do this? We
Both of you roll me intelligence checks.
This is gonna go over so well.
Come on, Mr. Expert. I got a 5, by the way.
I
Come
got a
on, Mr.
9.
Expert, you can figure it out.
A 5 and a 6. You both stand there looking at it for quite some time before, about 15, 20 minutes before somebody walks in behind and goes, "Oh, sorry. Are you waiting for something?"
So, yeah, maybe I said, how did I use this?
Divine intervention is what we're waiting for.
Oh, where are you going?
The one with the bay.
Yes, yeah.
Push the writing.
Oh, he tries to aim for it and poking around it, and eventually pokes it.
Okay. As you poke it, the lighting lights up, and you see a circle suddenly appear in this kind of almost lava-ish red glowing light, and you disappear. Your stomach's lurching as you're teleported towards Bodolph's Bay. I need you to roll Constitution saving throws.
This is gonna go so well.
Oh yeah.
Yay, an 8.
24.
Okay.
I vomit my guts
Brilliant.
out.
You do, all over Tapanade's feet.
Projectile vomit.
Okay. Which point, after the vomit, we are going to fly over to Nepthymus Nimar. Grot, you hear this within your mind, the same message from Lucius, needing assistance to help evacuate the people to Bodolph's Bay. And Six just turns to you and is like, "So we gotta go, right? Gotta help people."
I'm just going to give her a look of worry and stand up, walk to the nearest door and leave.
Okay. Within Nepthymus Nimar, there are about 3 of these gargantuan black oaks with they have purple and white leaves, and within them there is like a gnarled, I don't know what to call it, knot in a tree, which is about 8 to 12 feet tall in a kind of haphazard way. And you know that you can travel to any destination you like that has another black willow tree, and all of the Pendarian cities will have them. You just have to think of the one you want to go to.
All right. As I walk closer or towards the tree, I turn around to make sure that Six is right next to me.
As you turn around, you don't see her, so you quickly turn back and you see she's running ahead towards the tree.
I'm gonna run full speed to get behind her to stop her for a minute, just before we get to the tree.
Oh, what's up? What's up, Grot?
I'm gonna smile at her, walk in front with her facing my back, behind, and I walk through the door.
Cool. And woof, you appear in this giant oak, which is in the middle of the square, just outside of the decapitated ogre and many of the smaller kind of baked goods stalls and grocery stores within Haglerside, which is when we move to the person that was closest to Baldur's Bay from the start. And what is Harash doing as... sorry, whilst fleeing from her fans? Harash? Can you hear me? We can't hear you. Okay. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. We can now. We can hear you now. So, Harash, you hear the same message to come and assist, help evacuating people from the bridge that is a continuity issue.
I'm going to put my fingers in my ears and keep running.
Okay, cool. It doesn't stop you from hearing the message, and as you keep running, whereabouts are you running to your house?
Yes.
Okay. You roll me an insight check.
Dirty 20.
Okay, nice. You move around the corner, but as you move around the corner, there is a sense, an overwhelming feeling of dread. And just as you stop, you see in front of you there is a cart that smashes into a shop front, and you just manage to stop as your instinct grabs hold of you. You're now only about 30, 40 feet from your house, and standing outside is a very familiar figure. You see a hardling standing there, looking over at the crash, looks over to you, and then her top set of hands just go over her face as if to be like, that was so close to hitting you. And she runs over to you, all arms spread wide, as Polykin just wraps you in an embrace of love and worry.
I'm going to break down crying and say, I'm so scared. There's a voice in my head, and I'm being swarmed in the streets, and I just want to go home.
Well, you've become kind of famous. I've seen the billboard. I mean, when did you write a book?
I didn't. I don't know what's up with that.
Did you sign any kind of contract with that Wizard Unknown dude?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
I'm trying my hardest to forget that.
Well, other people haven't. They look up to you now.
Well, I don't want to be looked up to. Should I change my form? I've had this form for a few years now. I know we picked it out together, but
Please
should
don't.
I?
It's nice. It's good for you. It should boost your confidence. Plus, I'm here because we have to help people, and I don't want to go there alone. And I really need your help. I was there when it started, and it's not pretty.
You know that I have that thing, right? I don't. I still have nightmares. I can't. I don't know if I can do this.
But I think that spending time with others and doing good for the society will make you become yourself. I've seen it. The glint in your eye, the happiness you get from. I know you're happy at home, but I mean, I'm going to be going all over the shop, and I want you to live too.
Are you sure?
I will be with you for this one at least, which will be fun a little bit, even if it's scary.
Okay. Just as long as we don't kill anyone again.
We're saving people this time. I know.
Um. Oh my goodness. How could I forget? I'm gonna turn to the shop and ask if everyone's okay.
You see a very annoyed, what looks like a kind of dark elf, but it's clearly a dragon in its humanoid form. You see like the kind of deep black scales that run across the top of its head that it kind of keeps as like almost like a stylized, almost like a tattoo that runs across around underneath their eyes and along their jaw. And the two goblins that seem to have let go of the cart, which trundled down the hill and into the front, and they're kind of hiding behind the cart, looking towards the guy. No one seems to be injured, but there is some damage to the front of the shop. You always worry about people. This is what I mean. It'd be good.
I'm gonna take a deep breath. My eyes closed and open them. I'm gonna say, I love you. I'm just gonna grab her hand and let her take me on an adventure.
As you grab hold of her hand, she goes, "What's this?" And she will suddenly just move her hands in a kind of forward curved motion, forming a semicircle with her hands, and mumble some words in Druidic. And you see these stars appear around you and start spinning. And before you know it, you seem to be stepping out into this cobble yard from a huge black willow tree, where you stumble into 6 and Grot, as the rest of you all step out of the decapitated ogre and see your once long lost colleagues and some new faces that stand together once more. Within the city itself, that moment is ruined by the sight that you see about 400 or 500 feet away. This gargantuan monstrosity with what looks like two legs that's stomping on top of buildings. This huge toothy maw dripping with slime covered acid drip that just splashes onto the floor with a sizzle. There are about 5 or 6 defenders that seem to be fighting against the large creature as dragons fly with groups of people on their backs, and you see people running towards the rubble to help pull people out of the wreckage. There is absolute mayhem raining down upon this city, and it's one of the newest and smallest of the Pindarian Empire, and this is a major setback for them all. You see that Polykin turns to you and goes, I must help them hold it back. Rescue as many as you can. And she kind of gives you a big kiss, Harash, and kind of winks at you and says, be good, stay alive. Goes, good to see you all again, and just starts heading off towards where the main fight seems to be. At which point, I think we'll have a 10-minute break, and I will try and fix my technical issue, which is why I'm on my phone.
Cool.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Cool. So, as around you the chaos ensues, you see this huge creature just shoulder barge into this crystal tower that stands maybe 150 feet tall. And as it kind of smashes into it, you see this cracks start appearing alongside it, screams of residents echoing down the cobbled streets. I need everyone to roll initiative, please.
Mm.
I got a 17.
So, nice.
Managed to roll a nat 1.
Ooh.
Oh, yikes.
And you've got a +7, so that's the that sucks. Oh no, that was Tabernay, so you both got that one. Okay, so it's gonna go Midas, Harash, Rallian, Tabernay. What did you get for total grot? 1 plus what?
1 plus what? Well, 2 technically.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, not
So
any
you're
better.
next. Wicked. So up first is Midas.
Midas is gonna look down to Raleigh's shoes and be like, "Yeah, I'm so sorry." And then he is how far is that crystal tower that's cracking?
That's about 400 feet away, and you see there is a group of flyers and a group of ground troops. You see like magic flying up towards the creature and trying to push it away from the tower. You see more destroyed buildings before that, leading down the street that heads to the northeast, and it curves around towards the creature. It looks like this is where the creature had stormed from, and you can see the bridge about 60 feet to the southeast.
All right. I guess I'll just start flying that way. 40 feet.
Okay, cool.
I might as well dash, I guess, and go 80 feet.
Okay, cool. You see, what's your passive perception?
13.
Okay. You see a young, or it's actually a dragon wormling, kind of fluttering around by a big pile of rubble, where you just see a tail hanging out, which looks slightly larger than the wormling next to it, and not by much. And you see a big pool of green blood. Both the dragons seem to be green, and there is an element of panic in the wormling's demeanor. You see it you sense the emotions from it more than you understand what it's saying, but it's rushing through you of panic, grief, confusion, and beyond you see a massive pile of rubble with viscera and blood and body parts scattered across the street.
If I see a tail moving, I'll try to fly down to it and try to move some of the rubble.
Okay. You fly down. Roll me a athletics check.
All right. It's gonna go so well. My +0. Oh, hey, a 19.
Nice. As you go down, you start just with all of your might, just pulling these boulders up from the top, and slowly you see this incredibly injured young dragon laying there unconscious.
Oh, let's see. yell back to the group. We need a healer.
Okay. Up next, Harash.
I am staving off a panic attack right now. I'm going to
Would you like
stand kind of shocked. But when I hear we need a healer, I'm going to kind of on autopilot run over to those people and see if they're at a position where I could cast Cure Wounds on them, maybe.
Okay, what's your movement speed?
Just 30, I think. Yeah.
Cool. You managed to catch up. I know you dashed, didn't you, Midas? Okay. So
Oh yeah.
you managed to get to Midas, and you can. You've still got your bonus action left. If you want to get right up, if you want to just move 30 feet, you can probably get to do Healing Word, but that's bonus action anyway.
Okay. Am I close enough to do Healing Word where I am right now?
Not where you are. If you move 30 feet towards it, you would be within it. But there is some obstruction with the rubble and the buildings in the way. You can see the wormling and you can see Midas, but it's difficult to see the thing unless you go right up to it, or at least round the corner.
All right, then I will do that.
Okay. How much does it heal for?
11.
Cool. The healing energy washes over it. What does it look like as the healing energy washes over the dragon?
Like flowers made out of like golden flowers made out of energy. We'll say that. Sort of growing out from the wound.
Cool. These golden flowers grow all over the wounds, closing them slightly. And the green dragon kind of wiggles its tail, flaps it a couple of times, and its neck arches as it opens its eyes slowly and speaking in Draconic. Thank you, brother. As he kind of looks over to the wormling, which is kind of walking around in circles, squawking, and nudges the leg of Midas. Anything else you'd like to do, Harash?
I would like to puke, but I'm going to hold it
Free
in for
action.
now.
To cry and
I swallow it.
Gulp it down. That's a con save. No, I'm joking. So, next we have Elliot.
Can I just do like a thank you, sorry, I don't know your name. My name is Midas.
Harass? Wait, you were in the cart race. Oh no.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, you weren't? Never mind.
No.
And I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Kart race?
My
What's
bad.
that?
Rewind select.
Never mind.
Seeing the one run off to go into the fight, Rallian's just gonna be like, why does she get to have all the fun? And she's gonna take her sword off her back, and she's just gonna look around for the nearest thing to kill.
Okay, cool. The nearest thing to kill will be you can see. Oh, actually, roll me perception check.
All right.
Let's see.
Run, little wormling, death comes for you.
I see nothing. That's a nat 1 for a total of 5.
Okay. you're looking around, but you're so frantically looking around, you're not really paying attention to anything you're really looking at, other than the huge creature that you just want to attack that's 400 and odd feet away.
I'll start running towards it.
All right, cool. What's your movement speed?
50 feet.
50. Boom. Yeah, you run 100 feet, just straight past Midas, Harash, the dragons, and kind of level with the rubble with body parts strewn across the street.
You just see her like muscles tensing up as she's just bounding towards it, and this excited laughter just escapes her mouth as she's just like, I'm gonna be the strongest thing around here.
Wicked. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. It's happening.
Seeing that they've already rescued one out of some rubble, Tappinade wants to look around and search for more trap to see if there's anybody else trapped under any rubble.
Cool. Yeah, roll me perception.
19.
Wicked. You look around, and it's not what you see that gets your attention. You hear this muffled coming from about 25 feet into the rubble that's directly in front of you. It's mounded up. Whatever it used to be doesn't exist there anymore. It looks like a bomb has gone off almost. There is just debris everywhere. You see bits of chairs and tables stacked in bunches of rock, crystal, strange bits of clothing or tarps, just body parts, blood. That you hear within.
I will move towards the sound and try to find a good way to either find my way into them or help find a path that they can get out.
Okay. With your perception check, you notice that there is almost like a hole that is almost like a pipe that goes down into the rubble. You can see that must be where the sound is echoing out of.
Okay, I will speak into the pipe a little bit. Hopefully they'll be able to hear me. Help is coming. Help is coming. Just wait.
And I'll say the perception check was just free. So you still get your action and bonus action.
I will try and try and move some of the rubble to try to work my way towards the person that's trapped.
Cool. Roll me an athletics check. Or if you want to go down the route of building a tunnel. Okay, you've already rolling it. Never mind.
Yep.
Okay, cool. It's slow going, and you start removing stone by stone, and a couple of times it kind of caves in the small funnel that was giving them air and you could hear them from. So you quickly unscrabble it. But eventually you get to the point where you can see them. At least they're about 20 foot down. All you can see is an arm that is in a very odd position, and like up to the shoulder. There is a small pool of blood that seems to be coming from the arm, where you can see it's broken, and you can hear the crying a lot easier, but you haven't got to them quite yet.
Okay.
Is there anything you'd like to do as a bonus?
No, sir. No options for that.
Okay, cool. So Grot and 6.
Can I take a quick second to look and try and listen in this whole debacle to see how many screams or people trying to move rocks are just stuck in rubble?
Okay. So describe to me exactly how you do it, because that will determine on an extra bit.
Grot will take a deep breath and close his eyes, kind of rooting himself and subsequently grounding him into the situation, focusing on the feeling of pain and the deathly afraid.
Okay. I will say, because of 6 knowing you really well by now, she will assist, and she will meditate and kind of rest her left hand upon your shoulder as you're doing this, so you can roll with advantage.
Where are my dice? There they are. Okay. Net 20, so 27 in total.
Boom.
Hey.
Blow that away, mate. So that it will be okay, cool. So your roots sink into the ground, and you sense tremors that are happening throughout first of all, the most obvious of the huge creature stomping around. Then you refine it as the hand rests upon your shoulder, and ease, just all noise disappearing. The sense is heightened, and you feel at least 15 to 20 life forces panicked around you. The 2 dragons being the most obvious, and the sense of relief washing over them slightly, but still panic and confusion. There are 3 of these life forces over by Tapine, and more scattered further towards the monster that Rallian is running towards.
Okay. As Grot figures out and realizes how much is at stake, he will uproot himself and look towards 6, nodding and pointing in the direction of it was Tapanade, right? That had the 3 people around him. The life forces.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I will go towards, or point towards Tapanade, as I'm also running in that direction.
Cool. 6 runs alongside you.
I have 30 feet of movement with Grot and 40 with 6, so...
She'll just stay alongside, because it's Grot.
True.
And then we go top of the round. Oh, no, wait. Layer action. So let's say I'll roll a d6 and you guys can roll the d100. So that will be a 4. So that is Rallian. Please roll me a D100.
Oh, fantastic. That's a 92.
Okay. One sec. Cool. There is an explosion at the top of the tower. As you see splinters and shards and huge rocks of this deep green and purple twisted crystal explodes from the top of the tower, and you see about 6 or 7 bodies fly out of the top of the tower. I need all of you to roll me a dexterity saving throw, please, as shards just and shower down around you.
Nat 1.
Okay. Oh, no.
Man, those ones.
Too many ones at the start.
Okay, so the DC is 12, and for those of you that got under 12, that is a total of 13 points of damage.
Ow.
And then it is top of the round, and we have Midas.
All right. He's gonna kind of fly up just above the building and take a look around, try to see what's going on around him. He
Perception.
will. Okay. 16.
Cool. You see Rallian storming off, the others collecting around Tapenade, Midas, 6 and Grot moving towards Tapenade as Harash is next to you. There is about 4 magic users that are flying around this magic creature and blasting at everything they've got. And just as you look up, you see this creature just turn its head and chomp down onto this winged being, incredibly large, maybe about 20-30 feet tall, and it just bites it completely in half, and blood is spewed across the streets. There is a cry out as several of the other defenders of the city move backwards, and there's a big blast of energy that almost it makes you shy away from the light. There is also like a rumbling coming from over by the bridge, which is about 105 feet away from you now.
I'm gonna fly as fast as I can toward the giant. However, let's say I flew 20 feet up, I guess.
Okay.
So I'll use the remaining 20 feet to start heading toward the giant monster, and then dash another 40. So that'd be 60 feet in total. I fly toward him.
Okay. Cool. Nice. Anything else for your turn?
That will be it.
Cool. So up next is Harash.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can stomach all this carnage that is happening around me. Can I see Polykin anymore?
You can see her flying towards the big creature.
is there anyone else in my immediate vicinity that needs my help? Or do I have to like move closer to find someone?
Just ahead, there are body parts everywhere, and there is a big pile of rubble. So, just instinct alone, you assume there'll be people underneath it. It's about 15 feet away.
Let's see. I'm going to Is it okay if I roll a D100 to see what I do?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna be frozen in fear. I'm gonna curl up in the ground and close my eyes and hope that this all stops. And that is my turn.
Okay. Okay. Cool. That's fair enough. Playing true to your character. You can have DM inspiration for that. And then up next is gonna be Rallian.
Yeah, she's just gonna keep running forward unless she sees something close by that needs to die.
And what's your passive perception?
14.
Okay. You keep on running.
Keep on running. All right.
Tapping.
Tapenade is currently trying to dig some people out, so she will continue.
Cool. So another athletics check.
Eight.
Okay. It's even slower going and more delicate now, but you do get to a point where you can see the shoulder and head and arm of one person, this kind of young male Pindarian, and you see that he's unconscious, and behind him are two females, one which looks like to be his mother, and then a much younger child to her left that also seems to be not moving or making any noise. There, it seems that the right hand section, which is where their legs are, seems to be trapping all of their legs, whereas there's a gap around their upper torso.
Okay. So they are pinned in.
Pretty much.
Right. And then I cut you off. You're about to say something.
Oh, I'm just going to say you hear the mother sobbing, and it's clearly her voice that you've been hearing, and you go, thank you so much. Help them, leave me, help them.
That's what I'm working on.
And you see that her whole torso is like shaking. The shock, the surrealness to the situation clearly terrorizing her. But neither of the children seem to be conscious. Anything else you'd like to do, mate?
I just tell her, stay calm, stay calm. I might need you to help me. I need you capable.
Okay. And she takes loads of deep breaths and tries to meditate. Nice. Grot and 6.
I'm going to continue forward to get as close to the opening Tapenade has made already. I am able to see into it. There's 3 people pinned. Seems to be the mother's the only one awake.
Correct.
I am going to prick the leaf on the top of my head, cup it in 2 of my hands, and cast Healing Spirit at 3rd level, and send it down into the hole to latch onto the unconscious female.
Okay. What does it look like?
As I pull it off my head and begin to cast it, it begins to glow a bright, vivid green, and as I unfold my hands, you see a small, transparent, green-hued little bubble fey, reminiscent of... Oh man, I can't remember anymore. But it's got big, bubbly arms, kind of like Baymax, actually. Just not as fat a body. And more of a big head. And it slowly floats down as it just latches on to whatever it can that's closest.
Okay. Cool. Roll the heal.
Alright, there. So that's 8 points of healing.
Nice. You see the daughter kind of coughs and whimpering noise, but she doesn't seem to come around instantly. I mean, she's definitely healed and not in a critical state anymore, but it's hurt. You then hear, I can't move. Look at my legs. And you hear Mum go, it's okay, dear. It's okay.
Healing Spirit is a bonus action, so I still have an action. I am... Is how caved in, or how bad does it look on the inside, rebel-wise?
Across their legs, so from the hips, for the bottom of the spine, from the young girl, and then from like just below the rear, for the other 2, and it's like completely crushing their legs.
And how big is the hole currently?
The hole into it is about 10 foot wide and about 6 foot high. You kind of clear the way of the debris, and there's like a beam that sits across above them that's in between a bunch of rubble and another bunch of rubble that is holding a lot of the stuff that would have caved in on top of them above them.
Okay. I am going to do something stupid. As safely as I can, using my forearms, can I make sure the top won't move with how, like, I stand to keep the top from caving in if we move anything else?
Okay, cool. So how do you want to stabilize it?
I'm going to definitely hold the. Like, are there small cracks with small pieces of debris that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll kind of put my arms against those on the ceiling to help anything from moving within those cracks.
Okay. So like, almost like your fingers extend, growing quickly as if you're watching a tree in stop motion, and fill up, supporting the gap. So roll me a survival check.
Oh. Grot can definitely roll survival. That is, holy fuck, 17 plus 7, 20, 24.
Nice. Yeah, you managed to support it and just move the beam ever so slightly so that it's more fixed on the other side. And you hear like a slight groan, and you pause for a second, and it seems much more stable.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, top of the round, I roll another d6. And that is a 6. It's tapenade, but I was going to say let's choose 6, but it's tapenade. Roll me a d100, please.
$77.
Okay. Interesting. All right. There is a rumble on the ground, and you see the bridge in question. This huge creaking noise as the kind of infernal iron starts to bend, and the gateway, the bridge to the astral plane, collapses in on itself, and the bridge itself entirely destroyed. I need all of you to roll me strength saving throws, please.
Like everyone?
Oh,
Everyone that's on the floor, so if you're flying, then no.
Okay.
Oh, whoops.
net 1 for a 3.
Ooh,
Okay.
so many nat ones today.
First episode, you know.
Start as we meet, go on. Yeah, actually. Oh, brilliant. So those of you under 12 are knocked prone. So tapenade is the one that's knocked prone. The rest of you managed to just stay on your feet. Go on, tapenade.
Tapenade's already slumped over and half crawling, and it with the shaking just falls completely over.
As you kind of fall over onto your shoulder, you kind of lay onto your back. It's like, and the tremors continue, but less so as the bridge collapses. You notice that a lot of the stuff that was there seems to have completely disappeared, as if there's like a 20-foot radius sphere of nothingness that may be sucked into the astral plane. Cool. So top of the round, we have our Midas.
How much further till I get to the big guy?
Quite a way from where he fell. You've got about another 140 feet.
Oh, all right. I'll dash and go the full 80, and that'll be my turn.
Cool. Wicked. So then, up next is going to be Harash.
Has anyone noticed me?
I'm sure they all. Well, probably not. They're all kind of like on one. The dragons do.
Well, barring anyone like reaching out and talking to me or something like that, I will probably just continue to cower. So
Okay. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
okay. That's a 26.
Okay. As you sit there shaking, there is this overwhelming injustice within you. You didn't cause this. This is a freak accident at worst, at best. At worst, more sinister perhaps, but the words ringing through your mind of people need help, and as you're sitting there, you look across and there is this maybe a very old Pindarian. They're hunched over. When they're hunched, they're probably about 6-7 foot, with a kind of on their right shoulder this huge hunchback and a long matted grey hair, just sobbing at the feet of this pile of rubble. And seeing the sadness, it's sad, but the reparation, the healing, the future is worth saving as many as you can to help others, to right wrongs, to make up for the mistakes you feel you have made.
Going to, with ragged breath, I'm going to stumble over to the old Pandarian and ask him if there's anyone underneath that rubble.
My entire family. There's about 18 of us. Oh dear, but I think some already perished. Oh dear.
With tears in my eyes, I'm gonna start trying to dig through the rubble.
You can roll me a athletics check with advantage, because the old man is gonna sit there and like move the smaller pieces with you, incentivized by your action.
My athletics is -2, so that's gonna go great. Okay. With advantage, that's a 17.
Nice. So you soon start clearing it away, and there is you don't find much of anything to start with. You're pulling away, just throwing them behind you, using all 4 of your arms, throwing behind you, using your wings to kind of fly over to the next piece, and you hear the old man being slightly more hopeful, his voice less grief-stricken. They may have made it to the cellar. Oh my goodness, not about. Oh, and he runs over to a particular area, about 5 feet to your left. He goes, oh, here, please, please. And as you move, there is you move the first piece, and there is blood and gore everywhere, and he starts sobbing. But there is not a lot. Much less than you would expect if someone had been crushed under here. And eventually you put away the rubble and you see there is a hatch that is kind of battered, and there's a lot of blood around the kind of hatch at one point by way of kind of where it shuts. And you see a hand that is crushed underneath the rubble, separated from the body.
Do I have action left to go toward the hatch?
Go for it.
All right, I'm gonna try and open the hatch.
You open the hatch, and with a chorus of gasps, you see a large family of Pindarians all huddled together, stacked on top of each other, with one in the center with a belt wrapped around his wrist, clearly in agony, rocking backwards and forwards as others are trying to console him. Thank you so much. And the old man just throws his arms around you and like kisses the top of your head.
I'm gonna gesture for him to get into the hatch, and I'm gonna make my way towards the man who's missing a hand, and I guess if I can, I'll cast Cure Wounds on him now. If I can't, I'll do it next turn.
I would say for cinematic reasons, why not do it now?
Okay. I'll cast it. Cure Wounds at second level.
Nice.
That's 18.
You see him visibly change color, the pale skin moving darker and rosier as he breathes this long sigh of relief. Still clutching his wrist, and just looks up at you, smiles, and then sees his grandfather or father, and just cries with joy knowing that he survived. And then we will move over to rallying.
Oh, I'm still booking it.
So I'm gonna say for the next round you guys get there, so it's like more cinematic. I'm gonna say that you like one of the other wizards casts haste on you next round on this round, in between everything, because I'm cool like that. So you dash this turn, and then same with Midas as well, and then it would be Tapanade.
Seeing this beam that's laying over their leg, I will. I feel like my javelin won't quite be strong enough to use as a pry to help lift it off. So I'm going to use my warhammer and try to get leverage to lift that beam off of their legs.
Okay. So roll me a athletics with advantage.
$15.
Very cool. You manage to pry it up, and you see the mother's legs that are, one of them looks to be broken, but the other, she moves and but is freed. The young lad's legs also are freed, but the young girl's still trapped on the far side.
Help! Please, pull yourself, pull your son out.
She slowly moves, crawling over him. You see that he's still unconscious, but she tries pulling him slowly and manages to kind of pull him and herself almost out from underneath it, but because she's prone, she's kind of crawling at half speed.
I imagine while I'm waiting on her to move, I'm sitting there with my hammer wedged under there, giving it all that I can to try to lift.
You hear the girl going, "Oh, Mommy, don't leave me. What's going? Why am I still stuck?" And you see her trying to reach down and towards the part that's stuck across her lower back, and as she reaches it, you see her go, "Ah! Ah!" And she pulls her hand back. And then, would you like to do anything else, mate?
I'll just merciful tomorrow is with us. I'm here. I have help. We will save you.
Okay. Hey. Yeah. And she sees that when you mention Tamara and Brain, she then reaches for something that's cut at her neck, and she just holds onto it and closes her eyes. Cool.
Nice.
So, Grot.
I am going to help pull out the mom and her son. I assume to
Cool.
be son.
Yeah. You can do that at the same time, which is amazing.
Perfect. I'm going to use my bonus action to bring my little healing spirit towards the unconscious son and heal him for. Let me double check. I believe it's another 2. Yeah. That is 4 hit points for the unconscious boy.
Okay. He kind of slowly comes to, but very weak. His breathing's still shallow. He doesn't really attempt to even get up. He just lays there and moves his head slightly and smiles at his mother, who's crying over him. She then looks back at her daughter inside and looks to you and goes, "How are we going to get her out? I don't..."
I'm going to look towards Tapenade and give her a thumbs up. Just kind of stare at her to respond with anything.
She's gonna look at you and kind of wonder. Yes, I'm trying to lift this up.
Okay. Well, when he gets part of that message through, am I able to fit into that hole if I were to crawl and into it?
Yeah, why not? It'd be a squeeze, but you could, yeah.
Especially with my forearms.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to crawl into it. And it's that beam that is still crushing her back, right?
Correct.
Oh, with the force of the forest and the roots of a tree, can I, with all of my might, try and help Tapenade from the inside still? Kind of pull or push up the beam.
So I'm going to say that so when you saw the mother and son come out, you released your support on the outside, but it was all good. You then pulled them out. You go in, but you wouldn't be able to necessarily help Tepanade in that respect, but in like mechanics respect. But if you roll your own athletics check, but because of Tepanade, you roll with advantage to see if you can maneuver it away from her.
Perfect. Okay, not bad. Where's athletics? That is a 14.
Okay. You managed to maneuver your hands and two hands either side of where she's laying and slowly maneuver it up so that she can move. You can see that her spine is clearly broken. Her body should not be laying in that position. She doesn't seem to notice that the beam has been lifted.
Oh no. Oh. I think I've used all of my actions, so I got nothing left.
If you've got an idea, spin it at me. I don't mind. This is not like a hardcore rules table.
The next best thing would be to try and pull her in my direction so I can later pull her out.
Well, you've still got 6.
Can she also fit in there?
She can lay down and try and maneuver beneath you. Up to the side of you, at least.
Okay, yeah.
She's fairly dexterous, so.
True. Okay, let's go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she crawls down and reaches out and supports the girl as much as she can and lifts her like a centimetre off the floor, just like finger's width, and kind of maneuvers her around you, and then slowly shuffles backwards doing this and uses her dash action to do so and pull the girl outside onto the mother's lap, who just grabs hold of her and cries profusely. 6 still supporting her body as much as she can.
Yeah, Grot's gonna try and back his way out and
Okay.
crawl his way out.
You managed to do so.
Grot was gonna be the next victim to that hole.
Oh, you dex save. No, I'm joking. Okay. Top of the round. Let's roll a d6. That's a 1. So, Grot, roll me a d100, please.
D100 coming up. That's a 73.
Okay. Didn't we just have that? No, 77. Okay. So, let me double check. Okay. You see this ripple of energy seem to come from the crater that was the bridge, and this bright green light just washes over everything within a 300-foot radius. It washes over all of you, yet you don't feel any different. But mechanically, all of your gold is turned into copper.
Oh no.
I didn't have any.
Oh man.
Wait, what about my body? My scales?
Oh yeah, why not? Yeah, you've turned a light copper color.
Oh no.
Roll me a D100.
Do I have to do this as well?
Yes, please.
65.
Okay.
49.
Okay, so for 65 and 49 hours respectively.
Oh god.
Cool. So, Midas, is your turn.
Alright. The copper
You have
dragon.
haste.
How
Yes.
far away am I now?
You can get there this turn.
Okay. I use my movement, fly above it, the giant, and I pull out a dart, and I cast darkness on it. And then, as my other action, I throw it down to stick the dart into the giant's head.
So, the giant was the one fighting the abomination. It's a giant with wings that had just been killed by the huge abomination before it. So I thought you meant you were going over there to try and assist. But if you're going to attack the big creature,
Oh,
that can still be done. It's close enough back. This is something that you have not witnessed ever. It's this gargantuan, colossal beast that stands like 70, 80 feet tall with these huge legs and no arms, just this massive maw and loads of eyes.
yeah, whatever the enemy is, he's trying to blind it with darkness.
Very cool. Then roll your attack.
Okay. 10.
That just bounces off its scales and falls to the floor.
Alright. That'll be my
Cool.
turn.
Nice. You got a second attack? Oh no, this is duck.
Yeah, the casting.
Yeah, I know. Cool. So then it's going to be Harash.
Are there any more groups of survivors that I need that are around, I guess?
From where you are now, there is a kind of patch where there's less destruction for about 50 feet, and then after that there is a string of like terraced housing that seems to have just been demolished as it's running down, and you see others already pulling debris away to try and help the people underneath.
I guess I'm gonna wander over and start helping them.
Cool. So roll me an athletics check with advantage.
Ten.
Okay. So you go with a group. You go with a group and you see them. There's a large mound and lots of distraught people kind of sobbing in each other's arms and looking up at the monster in absolute terror, and you're pulling away as much as you can, but lots of this is much bigger and heavier. You manage to do so, but it's a much slower pace. Anything else you'd like to do, or before we hand over?
Nope.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Sweet. Oh, sorry guys. So up next will be Rallian.
All right, so I get up to this big thing on this turn,
Yeah.
correct?
You do.
Awesome.
It's looking
So
real hurt.
I'm gonna get right up close and personal, and I'm going to bonus action go into a rage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna look at this giant monstrosity, which I've never seen before, and see how much damage it's causing to the area around me. And I'm just gonna take my swings at it. Let's see.
Smashy.
Yeah. So first swing with my great sword is an 18 to hit.
That hits just exactly what you needed.
Yeah. Let's see here. And that's so that's 17 points of slashing damage.
Nice.
And second swing.
You just attack. You
Yeah,
just
second
hack it
swing
with
misses.
Okay. Cool. You see from above a variety of other defenders throwing everything they have at it. Blasts of fire scorching its chest. These acid burns across its back and head, and there is this weird purplish black ichor that seems to be just falling from its body as the city's defenses seem to eventually be holding up. Cool. Up next we have Tapenade.
Right. Seeing that Grot was able to assist and help pull the younger girl out from underneath the beam, we'll work together to make sure we get these three out of the bit of the pit that we're in this rubble.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on the girl with the potentially broken back.
Okay, cool. Roll to heal.
8 points.
Well, as you focus your healing energy, particularly on her spine, as 6 holds a level, you see the bone knit together and the flesh ever so slightly and muscle slowly repair. She's got a long recovery ahead, but she won't be paralyzed. You see her smile at you and go, oh, and her foot wiggles.
See, Merciful Tamara is with us. She is helping. Always.
Always. And she holds up her holy symbol, a kind of a cheaper homemade version of the one that you have.
That's very nice. Very nice. Now,
Me and Mum made it.
it's absolutely beautiful. While we can, let's still go ahead and finish crawling out of this rubble.
Okay. And they all follow your lead and head away from the destruction. Anything
Thank
else?
you for the help, Grad.
Oh, yeah. Yes, thank you. Can't believe you're thanking us. Thank you. And you see her sob, and she throws her arms around you to give you a hug, and then the two kids do as well, albeit fairly weak, and they do the same to Six and Grot, just sharing their gratitude.
I shared back, not as hard, as do not crush them again.
Cool. It's your go, Grot.
Was the is that handmade symbol made out of wood at all or metal?
It's made out of vines that have been woven together.
Oh, that still works. I am going to use Druidcraft and make a tiny little lotus grow at the very top of the symbol. It's just gonna bloom from right there, no stem. The thing itself is a stem.
Look! It's magic! The mum looks down and goes, "Yes, dear." And looks up to you, Grot, and smiles and nods her thanks.
Put my finger up to my mouth, like signaling, "Shh, I didn't do that."
She nods. And the old brother, like, kind of rubs his temple and, like, sits up, kind of leaning on his elbows. Thank you so much, everyone. I can't believe what's happening. And he looks over to the beast and just goes, and faints. Six rolls her eyes, just picks him up, throws him over her shoulder, and goes, "Come on, let's go." And as that happens, it is going to be D6 time. So that is a 2. Harash. Roll me a D100, please.
87.
Okay. I think that, yeah, that's the. Okay. The creature just kicks, leans up on one leg and just kicks towards the huge crystal tower. As the whole thing starts to crack even further. And as it does so, a piece at the bottom just goes, and you hear so many screams. Just so this time I do need all of you, including those that are flying, to roll me a dex save. Actually, 6. Actually, no, you are still in the zone. Yeah, let's do that. 24, an 18, a 16, a 10. So, Tapenade, you take 14 points of damage, and the rest of you manage to dodge the larger clumps. You get hit by a few of the smaller ones, but not any damage. Cool. So, Midas.
Alright, Midas is gonna try that again. I'll pull out another dart, cast darkness on it, and see if he can hit the thing and stick it into his head.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess a 12 doesn't do it.
I'm afraid not, dude. No.
Okay, that'd be his turn.
Cool. No bonus?
Let's see. What could I do as bonus? No. Nope, no bonus.
Okay, cool. So, Harash?
I'm gonna keep moving through debris.
Cool. Another athletics check with advantage.
16.
Nice. You kind of see a small hand moving, and as you start pulling it off, you see that there is about 6 unconscious halflings. They all seem to be wearing t-shirts with your face upon them. And copies of your book, freshly signed by Wizard Unknown, in their hands. It seems to be, as you kind of see, there's a banner across the table on the floor, half ripped, but it says the official Harash fan club.
I am going to assess them quickly to see which one needs my medical attention first, or if any of them do.
They're all unconscious. They all seem to be in critical condition.
All right, and I'm gonna start dishing out cure wounds.
Nice. One of them kind of comes to and just looks up at you with bleary eyes, and then rubs their eyes, looks again, looks down at their t-shirt, looks up, their face kind of changes with a bit of a smile, and looks down, look at the t-shirt, looks back up and goes, oh, wow, best day ever. And cool. That's a 5. Anything else you'd like to do, Harash?
I'm going to blush, say, and move on to the next one.
Cool.
I'm not going to say anything. And just move on to the next one.
Radiant.
After seeing this thing kick at this tower and just cause even more mayhem, her rage just deepens and she's gonna recklessly swing at this thing.
Nice.
So the first one is a 26 to hit,
Nice.
which is 13 points of damage.
Cool.
And second attack, still reckless, is a 24 to hit.
Cool.
And that's another 11 points of slashing damage.
How do you want to do this?
It's a very good question. Is it? What time of day is it?
Here it is actually kind of just gone midday.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna have it where she's going to like maybe take a step back and she's gonna jump as like high as she possibly can and just like bring the sword down through its midsection and just try and like tear it
Cool.
all the way down. And then like maybe like just bathe in its blood.
Cool. As you leap up into the air, it goes down to bite you, and you just launch your greatsword into its throat, through its tongue, and into its innards, splitting it almost in two as it kind of flops into almost like the splits position, where it's just its eyes and its open mouth split into the floor. You completely drenched in its viscera ichor, this black purplish gore. and you hear an almighty cheer erupt around you, albeit brief, before the shock and the grief of this hard hit disaster sinks in to those around you. Going to be out of initiative.
Ah.
Well done, Raleigh.
I want more. I'm gonna spit at the thing.
It lands in one of its eyes with a wet.
And I want to take, like, I'm gonna try and, like, just take, like, a tooth or something from it as a trophy.
Okay, cool. You managed to snap one of the teeth out. Are you wanting to use it to make anything? Is it just literally a trophy?
Just literally a trophy. Just put it in a pocket
Oh, yeah.
and yeah.
Nice. As you are both kind of standing by the corpse of this creature, what Midas above, one of the other defenders of the city, you see this very dark-skinned, dark blue-skinned Pindarian with bright silver hair with like a flash of gold on the right-hand side, and they are wearing this leather kind of jacket with kind of denim style baggy flared trousers, and with like loads of buckles and stuff on them, and looking kind of punk, fly down towards you with these kind of spectral wings out of their back, and they just go, "Don't you realise you guys could have got killed in a single hit from this thing? I mean, had you not thought about this at all? I mean, thank you for helping. You did do very well, but I am surprised you are not dead."
Do I look weak to you?
Yes.
You might need to get your eyes checked.
You know what I mean? I'm just concerned. Anyway, thank you so much. Great kill blow. We softened him up for you.
Right. She's just gonna turn and walk away.
Oh, bye. I guess. And then you, what's your passive perception?
14.
14.
Yep.
Okay, you do hear him just like rude.
She just waves it off.
Which way are you heading?
I'll head back to the group.
How about you, Midas? What are you up to?
Yep, I'll follow next to Riley.
Sweet. So whilst you guys walk back, Grot, Harash, actually, you managed to heal all of the fan club, and
2, 3, 4. All right, but I only have one spell slot left.
yeah, I'll say that you can just like split it with 1 hit point each. Like, I don't know, you find a jar of good berries in your bag or something, and there is.
No, I'm gonna do the one spell slot thing. I'm doing it.
Okay. Fair enough. Roll to heal. So there's 4 left. As long as you roll over 4 hit points, I'll give them 1 hit point each.
Wait, there's 4 left? I thought you said there were 6 of them.
Oh, sorry, 5 left. Yes, you're right.
Okay, so that's 3 more first level. It's a 10, an 8, and a 10. One more second level. That's an 18, and one third level. It's a 21.
Nice. They're all incredibly relieved and so happy that it's you that saved them. You're going, oh, it's clearly destiny. It's definitely destiny. You're definitely destiny that we met. Come on, it saved our lives. And there's like a bit of chatter between them. Except for there's the very first one that you hear was the young halfling man just is staring at you with like adoration in his eyes. I'm just like, you're the best.
I'm there's a hatch, and I'm going to point towards the direction of the hatch I did earlier. In the middle of that rubble over there, use it if you can, and hopefully everyone else will deal with this thing soon.
And at that, he kind of just goes, "Oh, it's okay. We can help you if you like. Whatever you need to be done, just say we can help. Tell me, guys." And they're like, "Yes, yes, yes, yes."
I'm going to stare at them for a few seconds, and then I'm going to like shake my head to like snap myself out of it and say, debris, and I'm going to sort of walk away and start with the next pile of debris.
Cool. They all follow you to the next pile of debris and start helping to get more people out. Grot, Six, and Tapanate with the Elven family. See they're all standing now, half smiling, tears running down their face still. The girl needing support from her mother and her brother, and as soon as Six realizes that's what they're trying to do, she just instantly just picks her up and just carries her. Looks to all you guys and it's like, this is crazy. Can't believe something like this has happened.
Grot just kind of scratches his head and looks in the direction of the now slain beast.
You see Harash still roaring through the rubble with some halflings. You see Rallian being followed by Midas heading back in your direction further ahead of Harash. And strange noises that are unaccustomed to be heard within civilization. Nothing this big has really happened in the Pindarian Empire for as far as memory can be served. This is like the biggest disaster in hundreds of years.
What about there was 15 to 20 lives I heard or felt. Got 3, and then 6. That's 9. Oh. I'm gonna turn back to the elven family. Just kind of smile and wave as I slowly peel off to other bits of rubble, trying to see if there's anyone else.
Cool. Tapanade, what do you do?
I'll take note that Grot is moving off to continue the search, and I'll tell the elven family that justice and good above all, honor and respect to the righteous innocence. We must continue our work. But I will
Thank you
ask,
so much.
young lady, what is your name? The one that had the medallion.
Philandria?
Philandria, that's a beautiful name. I'll remember it and hope to see you
Thank you.
again.
Maybe. I hope so. And Mum smiles. You do notice that she also has like a small bracelet that has the same symbol upon it as well. Son doesn't, but. And you guys set to work as hundreds more come to the broken part of Bodolph's Bay. Within Haglerside, the merchants' quarter of the city, which is normally thriving, bustling place with some wonderful smells and the sound of joy and laughter, today is not like that. There is sorrow, crying, screams of anguish as removing some of the boulders reveals dead loved ones. Others screams of joy and happiness when they find their loved ones still alive, trapped and injured, or in some cases untouched but trapped underneath a mountain of debris. Miracles are seen, and the appreciation for each of you is seen in the eyes of every single resident and tourist alike. Is there anything you guys want to do in particular during the search time? Okay. So that towards sunset, loads of lights come out, and a very well-dressed tiefling with curved back, horns, deep blue skin, and wearing a pinstripe suit and carrying a clipboard. He's got these kind of half-moon glasses perched on the end of his nose. Approaches. He's like, "Hello, no, just come to say that thank you very much for coming out and helping the city. I've just got to tell you that with bringing up a relief team, you can go and rest. We don't want you to outdo yourselves. Thank you so much. There is a welfare tent being set up in the center of the city, in front of the pyramids. Feel free to stay there, or in any tavern. The city is paying for anyone that is homeless this time to rest in whatever places they can find. Also, I'd like to say that we'll be presenting you with medals for your deeds here, and would like to offer you a contract in helping rebuild the city to assist us in gaining what we have lost. It's not compulsory, but it's another way of saying thank you. A regular paycheck and doing good in our community.
I am looking around desperately for Polykin.
Roll me a perception check.
$14.
You haven't seen her yet, but you did see her earlier on in the day in one of the huge tower that collapsed. Was within that rubble the last time you saw her. She waved at you and blew you a kiss as if to say, like, don't worry about me, I'm okay.
I'm gonna go off to find her.
Okay, cool. What did the rest of you do to respond to the tiefling?
I'd probably set down whatever pieces of lumber or whatever I'm probably carrying, with my strength. And I suppose I could be up for it if maybe fending off this place, defending the place while everybody else rebuilds. Maybe lift a few heavy things, but I'm best used to, bash some skulls in.
Right, yes. There's various opportunities to serve the city, so you will have a choice of jobs that you can pick and choose as you wish. Each one is as important as the others.
Yeah, if it's intriguing enough, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's don't make a decision right now, but it's good. It's good. But you will be presented in front of the press tomorrow, as you do have the and he looks through some notes and harass due to the wizard unknown things. Quite celebrity. Good for the public. So, yeah, that'd be ace if you could make sure that Harash talks to the press tomorrow. That'd be brilliant.
Oh, I'm not here anymore.
I know you're not. Yeah, and he kind of gives you like a dossier with like a bunch of different kind of press and newspapers that want to interview you as a group, and just hands it into Tapinade's hands. They're like, "Excellent job, guys. Go rest up. Go rest up. Do your thing." Yeah, I've got more people to speak to. There's lots of bureaucracy and all this mess. Anyway, have fun. I mean, sorry. Oh, terrible phrase. And he walks off mumbling to himself about how much of an idiot he is. Harash, as you get to the huge shards of fluorite broken up with smaller ones, you see that there is a group of people searching through the rubble, and don't initially see Polykin there. You move over to the group and you see that there is a kind of almost a cave entrance that is deep within the crystal, the broken shards of crystal, and you notice that there's been a cave in at the front, and they're all trying to work out how to support it and bring the rubble out without bringing more down.
Do I recognize anyone?
Not really. I mean, you've probably seen a couple of them flying around the tower, fighting the creature.
Anyone around where Polykin was?
Yeah, these guys were the ones that were fighting with Polikin against the creature.
All right. I'm gonna say, have you seen Polykin? She's an Ardling, about yay tall.
And then they go, their faces change somewhat. What's your passive insight?
+7 or 17.
So 17. Okay. Their faces suddenly change as if they've just been told not to say anything. And then just as you see that, you feel a tap on your shoulder. Goes, looking for me.
Oh, thank goodness you're all right, Petals. I was so worried. I want to go home.
Well, okay. Probably won't be for a few days. Yeah, I mean, I've still got to go through all this until I finish. Where are your friends? Well, my friends.
Friends?
People that you were helping.
Oh,
Are the others okay?
I think so. I'll stay if you want to stay, but afterwards, I'm sleeping for a week.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure I can persuade you to stay for a little while. I mean, look at this place. It's very beautiful, and even amongst the rubble, you do see every single tower that's spaced out across the bay in the kind of port of Old Elf Bay are beautiful crystal towers of tiger's eye, opal, diamond, and varying others, and the fluorite one which you're standing upon. And there's a lot we can learn. I mean, staying in the house all the time. I mean, you've done it since you're small, and I think that. I mean, I know I've mentioned this a few times before, but I think the fact that your parents kept you inside a lot because they're worried about you doesn't help. And I think that maybe going out and helping others will bring you out of your comfort zone and make you more comfortable out. But if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it, and we can take you home. I just want you to try.
I mean, you know I love nature, but there's a difference between the outdoors and this. I say, gesturing around to all the carnage.
That is true.
I don't know. We can talk about it later.
Okay.
I'll,
I mean, there is lots of stuff to do within the forests too. I mean, we can work something out, I'm sure. But
well, let's get back to work, and I will find an area to start moving rubble.
Cool. She explains to you that the main reason why they are moving the rubble from this tower, everyone was got out. The wizards within the tower acted quick enough, but the knowledge contained within is buried underneath it all. And this is like the Archmage's tower, essentially, of the city. And there are relics, books, and artifacts that need to be found before someone else with less respectable values gets hold of them. Do the rest of you go to rest, or do you continue to head back out and help as many people as you can and face being exhausted?
Yeah, might as well fly out and just start hovering over the areas, slowly searching around.
Cool.
Grot will stop at nothing, until he knows that everyone is okay.
Teams
Tapenade.
of... Go on, Tapenade.
Yeah, Tapenade will do some searching to do some help to search and rescue, but also do some work in at any field hospitals that might be coming up somewhere.
Perfect. That's literally what I was about to say.
Yeah, Rallian would probably she'd work. Probably just moving some large things. Might even take a few moments to communicate with some of the animals nearby, see if they've known anything about what might be going on. But then she would eventually take a rest.
Okay. The day and night slowly move on. There is much joy and much despair, and you work tirelessly, except for Radiant. Who often helps me. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. See you later. Finding a bottle and a bed to pass out in. The whole city eventually starts moving from the other unaffected areas, swarming Hagler side, and the community spirit lifts as you guys are feeling so past done and your body is hurting. There's this beautiful chanting, singing, that starts real low as if it's like some sort of a meditative chant, just and layers of harmonies start appearing over it. And there is sudden moments of inspiration where people start drumming on some of the rubble, or they pick up two bits and start clapping it together. There are people that start dancing, and it's like a moment where it's realized that due to this moment, the city will become stronger and grow, even with the time to grieve. It's the end of one thing and the beginning of another, and this hugely magic-centered culture starts to repair not just the people, but with the singing you notice that trees start to widen. These homes suddenly, windows appear, and a doorway, and these little streams of water that seem to run down the front of the tree, and the city takes shape. These makeshift homes made out of 200-foot trees that didn't exist only hours before. And I think that is where we end this evening.
Ooh.
Aha.
More.
I hope you're blown away.
There we go. I was waiting for it.
Like, I've been meaning to do that catchphrase at the end of every game for like a year, and I always forget, so I had to remember today. I even wrote it down. Remember to say it.
Now's your chance.
Right?
Bring it in.
Very nice.
So thank you for everyone that was listening. Thank you to you guys for playing, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye bye.